Good evening. I'll call the West Mead Township Board of Supervisors meeting for June 2025 to order. Roll call.
Jordan?
Here.
Chartle?
Here.
Bogart?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note that all supervisors' public meetings are subject to public and/or private audio and video recording. Is there any public comment on agenda items? Hearing none at this time, please note that public comment will also be received during each agenda item and at the end of the meeting. I will entertain a motion to approve the May 13th, 2025 study session minutes and regular meeting minutes as presented in our packets.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bogart?
Yes. I will entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for May 2025 and approve payment of bills in the amount of $221,379.62, subject to audit.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call.
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bogart?
Yes. All right, we'll move on to municipal reports, and Police Chief Chip Brown is absent this evening, so we'll skip that report. It's in the packets if anybody wants to see it. John with the road report for the time period from last meeting to this meeting.
Well, we had some cleanup from some heavy rains and some excessive ditch work that we needed to clean up, some washouts and stuff of that nature on Old Ellis Hill, Liberty Street, and Tamarack Drive. We've been cold patching on both sides of the township to try to get past the winter catastrophe of that. And also we have been repairing some spots in our fire hall parking lots. We've also been mowing all three parks and maintaining Oak Grove Park on a daily basis and mowing berms. We just got through our first round for the township and are about to start the second round. And we started the agility mowing too for the PennDOT. And we've been repairing signs and lights and the stop and caution signs and lights. And cutting brush and ditching. And we've had a couple of spots where we did topsoil and seed work on Sarah Drive, where there was a triangle with the pine trees, that we took the pine trees all out. And that's all in relation to the 2025 paving project. And we did have some equipment repairs this month, boom mower with new bearings and knives, truck 6 brake chambers and repairs there. Currently truck 10 is out for the same repair. And we also had a manufacturer recall on the 2020 police car that we got taken care of. And as of today, we were out on Tamarack taking care of some dead trees.
How about your chair? You gonna fix your chair?
I am gonna fix it. Not quite sure what happened to the thing.
It's on this side. That is? Down lower. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, better.
Any questions, comments for John? No. Sounds like you had a busy month. Thank you very much. Jill with the zoning report for the month.
For the month of May, we issued a number of permits. We had one single-family dwelling for $664,000, one shed for $10,000. We had 2 residential garages or detached garages, one with a residence for $411,823, and we had 2 additions for $101,550, and one commercial building for $400,000. That commercial building was for Pro Waste. We had done land development and subdivision, all of that, for a total of $1,587,373. We had a good busy month for everybody waited until the same time, it seems like.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Any questions or comments for Jill?
Wait, Joe, where's the house going on Burton?
It's actually right across from the church, right across from Duncan's
Oh, is that-
old house.
Oh, I
By
see. Oh,
the cemetery,
Yeah.
right around the corner from the cemetery. There'll be a nice
We're gonna have
house
to
there
clear
too.
some land there.
Yeah, they've actually already kind of cleared some land back in and
that's wet back in there, though.
have a driveway, and they're
Good.
going to town working on it, so they're anticipating being in, by the end of the year.
Good.
so.
Fantastic.
Yep,
The only one thing I'd like to mention is working with Pro Waste. What an amazing company to work with. They called me the other day, Friday, and gave me an update on everything. And that's kind of unusual, and but nice to be kept in the loop. And just true gentlemen and just very professional people. And it's just a treat to be able to deal with somebody like that. And I'm glad to have them in our township. I really am.
just as a side note, they applied for a DEP permit, and they're in the review process of that, and, they're keeping us abreast of all of that information too.
Yeah.
So that goes right along with what John was saying.
Well, not only that, Jill, we met with Steve yesterday, and Steve brought us up to speed on some of those things that
Yep.
that Pro's doing too, and he's working for them as well, and just doing everything the right way, just takes the hard work right out of it.
All right, thank you very much, Jill. Moving on to the first item of business. We're going to hold a public hearing to provide the public with information on updating the current dog ordinance, which regulates the control and possession of dogs in West Mead Township, and we'll take public comment on the proposed West Mead Township dog ordinance. I'll turn it over to our solicitor, Alan Schattinger.
Okay, essentially, this is a restatement, if you will, of the former dog law, dog ordinance, that the township has had in effect for some period of time. There was a need to make some corrections, and we took another look at the penalties that would be imposed for a person found guilty of violations. But outside of that, it doesn't necessarily make substantive changes to those acts which would be subject to a notice of violation under the ordinance. Let me just summarize, if I may, what the offenses are that are covered by the ordinance that's being considered by the board tonight. In the first instance, a person would be in violation of the ordinance if they allowed their dog or a dog under their control to run at large, which is basically defined as allowing the dog to be on public property or another person's property without being under the restraint or control of the dog owner or other person having custody of the dog. Secondly, it's unlawful to allow a dog to howl, yelp, or bark in a continuous or excessive manner for extended periods of time in the open, such that it creates a nuisance or offense to other people in the neighborhood. The third item that's covered is, as a violation, would be to repeatedly allow your dog to repeatedly cause annoyance to citizens and residents or other persons by excessive barking, yelping, howling, or other similar offensive noise for extended periods of time. And again, that's a common regulation for dogs that we would normally find in municipalities. The other provision is that it would prohibit a dog to molest or injure any other human being by biting, jumping, or knocking down or otherwise attacking a human being. And then the last one is that it would be a violation to allow the dog to repeatedly deposit excrement on property of others, that is of other persons, or of damaging their personal property. These are pretty common violations of, or regulations for dogs and the manner in which they're kept. The penalty for violation as established by this ordinance would range between $50 to $500, depending on whether it's a first offense or a second or third offense. But those are the fines that a person found guilty could be fined in the event that they were found guilty of this ordinance. There's no one here, I doubt, that has any questions, but if you do, let me know and we'll try to answer them. This is essentially a supplement to the Pennsylvania dog law, which handles more serious items, I think, in terms of the dogs. But it's meant to at least hopefully keep dogs from bothering other people and their property. And we hope that no one will have to be found in violation. Questions, board?
No, I don't have any questions.
Do we have any comments from the public? Paul, Penny? Any supervisors' comments, questions?
Well, keep your dogs in order. Won't be an issue.
I don't think we have too many issues to begin with. If we do, at least we can address it. Other than to have the state dog official come, we can address it, our police can handle it.
Basically, we just updated a tool that's already been in our toolbox.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, I will entertain a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-3,
So moved.
which, let me finish. To approve the ordinance to adopt West Mead Township dog ordinance effective June 16th, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bovar?
Yes. Item 2, I will entertain a motion to accept the resignation of Lyle Crawford as a full-time equipment operator laborer with the West Mead Township Road Department effective May 30th, 2025.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
I guess the grass is greener on the other side. I don't know.
Reluctantly accepting.
Yeah. Lyle was a good guy. He was a good fit here.
Yep, yep. Good luck to you guys. Yep.
Wish him the best in his future endeavors. Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Bovar?
Yes. Item 3, I'll entertain a motion to accept the resignation of John Matillo and to appoint Christian Marr as a West Mead Township representative on the Meadville Area Recreation Authority Board for the remainder of the term ending December 31st, 2027.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
Jill, you had spoke with John, and I guess, I'm not sure how many years he was on, but he was on for a while. And
Couple of terms, so,
Yeah,
yeah.
things changed in his life, and, it was the right thing to do. Timing was right. John wanted to get done with it. Kristen's interested, and I think Kristen would be a great fit. I really do. So,
Yeah, both actually. I mean, John did a nice job, served on the board, and Christian, is a long-term resident, and he's served in capacities throughout not just in the township, but throughout the county. So I think they're both, can't say enough for volunteers. Thank you very much.
and anybody that knows John Matillo knows that his opinion isn't very far away. It'll be right around the corner. So,
Any more discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
yes.
Bovar?
Yes. The last item, item number 4, I will entertain a motion to ratify a change to the Super Pave contract for work on Sarah Drive, Barbara Lane, Graff Avenue extensions 1 and 2, Quail Hollow Drive, Barrett Avenue, Morrell Street, Helen Street, Calvin Street, Hedgerow Court, Liberty Street, in 2 locations and streets in the Crawford County Fairgrounds, to Shields Asphalt Paving, Inc. for a total of $241,710. The contract was originally awarded for a total of $245,110, which included all of the work at the Crawford County Fairgrounds, but the commissioners did not award one item totaling $3,400. Anyone want to make that a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
We've been talking right along with them, and they were more interested in seeing if they could get some numbers, just to see if it could be budgeted. It's a little over for them, and I think this is why they decided not to. It's the area between the big tent and the first cattle barn, and they chose not to do it. And so we're fine with it. It's okay. But it just, when you're dealing with dollars, you gotta put it out there the right way.
Okay, any more discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Hoover?
Yes. A couple of notes to wrap things up tonight. First note, donations of $40 were received from various individuals to be used towards the restoration of various upgrades at Oak Grove Park. And the final note, the Thurston Classic Hot Air Balloon Event will be held this weekend, Thursday, June 12th through Sunday, June 15th. They'll be using the outfield and grassy open area at Oak Grove Park along DeVore Road as one of their race target areas. So if you're in that area when they're using that as a target, please remember to slow down, as there may be some pedestrian traffic as well as vehicles parked in the area surrounding Tamarack Lake at various times during this weekend. Any public comment at this time? Any supervisors' final comment?
Oh, no, I have nothing tonight.
John?
The only thing I have is cleanup day was a success again. Easy, Donnie. It was a success, okay. Yeah, it was good, it was good.
It's
Compared to some things, it was good.
an inexpensive success.
Yeah.
I have nothing. I will entertain a motion to adjourn to an executive session for personnel. Anybody want to make that motion?
So moved.
Second,
Discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
yes.
Hoover?
Yes. Meeting adjourned. Thank you very much. Hope you all have a nice evening.